Well, we're in 6 months to change, and yes, I do scrub up rather well. And so it happens, and another few thoughts and points I want to make, and I thought, well, I'm going to make them on here, because ultimately, if it helps someone come to terms with what's happening in their lives, or whatever it might be, then I'm glad I've helped someone. I'm not interested in monetizing myself. I'm not interested in becoming a famous YouTube rising star, although I have had a couple of people just recently say, hey, you're trying to change, aren't you? And I'm like, yeah, it's pretty cool. So, you know, that's pretty cool, getting recognised in a good way. But I thought I'd share some things about change, because call myself trained to change, because there's been a lot in my life where things have happened. I've had to make choices. I've literally had to pick myself up from flat broke bottom, completely utterly, with everything wiped out and all my belongings that could fit in a car. So when I say that I have had a lot of things happen, and I've been very lucky because I've also had a good family background, I can honestly say that despite my gym sessions and my gym selfies and all that, really the underlying key thing about changing my life isn't just about training in the gym or lifting weights or doing anything else like that. It's having the mindset to really change from a previous state to a new state. Sometimes some people call it a conversion, if you wish to bring religious connotations to this video. Other people may say a change in the winds of fortune. Whatever it might be, when you really look at change, it's about taking yourself out of a situation that you might have put yourself in, or you might have been in. It could be a bad situation, or it could be a situation where you feel that you can do better, or you should be better, and you make those changes within yourself. Now, what happens all too often is people say, oh, I want to change in relationships, or, you know, they want to change from being in a bad relationship to a good relationship, or they might want to change their work boundaries or their employment, whatever it might be. But in reality, what people really want is they want to become something else with the least minimal change to lifestyle. They will want to change that which they have to something better, but not change what they're doing already. They want familiarity. They want things to be as they are, but somehow, in a magical way, these things that they're not happy with will change, even though they are not changing that which will create the change, if you will. So, for instance, when I personal train people, we would talk about diets, we would talk about how you need to make changes to things, and like, oh, do I really have to do that, or do I have to do this, or I've got to eat that every day, I'll get bored. And so for instance, say, well, instead of having this for breakfast, have this for breakfast. What, every day? It's like, well, yeah. And then you'll ask them, well, what have you been eating every day for breakfast? Oh, let's say cornflakes. And how long have you been eating cornflakes for? Oh, 20 years. And you'll say, so in 20 years, you've never got bored with cornflakes, but you will get bored to eating this, which I've said that will help you. In reality, people say they want change, but what they really want, they want what they have to increase, as I said, they want that which they have to increase without making the effort to actually affect the change. And that is the same with everything, relationships, with work, with everything else. People will look for that which they are used to doing, and yet somehow magically they will get more money despite doing the same thing, which somebody said the mark of insanity or madness is doing the same thing over and over the same way all the time, but expecting a different result each time. A lot of things, if you want to change your fortunes, if you want to change who you are or what you are, it means a complete revamp of everything that you are doing. So if you want to earn more money, then you need to stop what you are doing that's causing you to not earn as much money, get an education in that which you need, and then completely go down another path. There is also another principle, and one that is even less thought of, is that in this world there are things that act, and there are things that are acted upon. So what I mean by this is, I'll take for example the sea. When it comes to the beach, it has a certain where it has an approach and it has a retreat, and depending on weather conditions and all sorts of things, it depends on how that acts. So you might get bigger waves at one time because of a certain set of circumstances or another. The sea doesn't voluntarily make a choice. It reacts to something and acts upon a certain set of physics, certain set of laws of physics, whatever you want to go. I'm not going to go into it, but I'm using a simple analogy. That's something that acts upon. It has no choice of its own. It has no way of changing. It does as it should do by a certain set of circumstances. So that's acting upon. If you want to change, you need to be that which acts, which makes a conscious choice, which makes that thing of, this is this situation, I don't like what this is, so I'm going to change this, so this will then go this way. And then they will follow on that. And the change, it all depends on just how disciplined you are to sticking to it, without saying, oh, I'm going to get bored with doing this, or I'm going to get bored with doing that. Welcome to life. Change is hard work. It's about discipline. It's about improving for the better and becoming better in what you do. I should know. Been there, done it, worn the t-shirt. And, I'm not going to say I'm infallible. But what I will say is that if you truly wish to become more, and the reason why I changed it to Train to Change Renaissance Man and called it that and decided to do that, is because you need to have certain abilities and certain things that you need. And sometimes it's nice to specialize, but sometimes you do need a smattering of different things with little bits of knowledge from other places to make up a whole. And as I've gone through life and with where I am now earning exactly what I earned before lockdown, doing half the time and having more time for myself to pursue that which I need. I'm not going to say I'm super rich. I'm not going to say that I am super successful, but I'm going to say I've been successful in taking my life into my hands, making a certain choice and directions, and moving forwards, and I have become more than what I was 2-3 years ago. It's not been easy, and I've had to stick at things, I've had to work at things. In one case, it's taken me 2 years to get to where I am now, and it's going to take a few more years to actually get to where I want to be. But I know I will get there because I have that control and that discipline within my life. So just wanted to talk a little bit more about why change, why moving forwards, what it takes, and that essentially I could talk for an hour and a half on that subject, but I don't really want to do that. I have a lot of things to do. But you want to succeed in changing, you want to move forwards, well, you're going to have to destroy a lot of preconceived ideas you have. You're going to have to throw away a lot of your comfort zones, and you're going to have to step out of them and move forwards and put some hard work in. Nothing comes for free, and ultimately it does come down to yourself. Yes, we can get help from time to time, but it's yourself that makes that change. So go out and go and do it.